So, let's talk about the time King Duncan of Scotland got deaded real hard by a guy who probably just wanted a promotion, a castle, and maybe some chill vibes. This all went down in 1040, and before we get into the murdery bits, you need to understand that Scotland back then wasn't just bagpipes, rain, and deep-fried sheep parts. It was full-on Game of Thrones, minus the dragons, but double the passive-aggressive backstabbing. Now Duncan wasn't exactly the sharpest claymore in the armory. He became king in 1034, after his granddad, Malcolm II, kicked the bucket. Not because Duncan was super qualified or beloved or had a killer Spotify playlist. No. It was because Malcolm had no sons, and Duncan was like, hey, I've got royal blood, and I only set my house on fire once this month, so I guess I'll be king now. So Duncan starts ruling, and immediately starts trying to expand his territory. And by expand, I mean he picked fights with literally everyone. Imagine being that guy at a party who's like, hey, let's play Monopoly, then flips the table after 5 minutes and punches the dog. That's Duncan. He tried invading Northumbria, aka part of England, and got his tartan-wrapped butt handed back to him on a silver platter. Not a good look. But the big reason Duncan ended up doing the horizontal dirt nap was this dude named Macbeth. Yeah, that Macbeth, the guy Shakespeare turned into a guilt-ridden, dagger-hallucinating maniac, with a wife who moonlighted as a motivational speaker for murderers. The real Macbeth, though? He was actually a halfway decent noble with some actual claims to the throne. Unlike Duncan, who was kind of just there. See, Macbeth's wife, Gruach, awesome name, sounds like a sound you make when you accidentally swallow toothpaste, was royal too. And Macbeth himself was Mormer of Moray, which is basically Scottish for big boss of the north bit. He had power, armies, and probably some killer hair. Duncan, meanwhile, had enemies, no chill, and kept making bad decisions like going up north to fight Macbeth in person. Dude didn't even send an army. He just showed up like, hello, it is I, the king, and I would like to slap you into submission. Spoiler, it didn't work. Macbeth was like, cool story, Duncan, and promptly ended him. And the wild part? People were actually okay with this. It wasn't like Macbeth showed up with a chainsaw and started yelling, I'm king now. No, he was crowned king in a pretty standard way, and he actually ruled for 17 years. That's longer than most fast food careers. Plus, he was considered a relatively stable king who went on pilgrimage and didn't even kill anyone in church. Big upgrade from the dude who thought war was a valid personality trait. So no, Duncan didn't die because of some prophecy or witch cult. That was just Shakespeare spicing things up because the 1600s were boring. He died because he made bad calls, got too ambitious, and ran into a guy who had both motive and opportunity. It wasn't fate. It was just medieval office politics, only with more axes.